Look at this bill. We treat it like it's the source, the lifeline, the limit. But what if I told you the real source? It isn't your job, it isn't your savings, it's your frequency. Because in this universe, God cuts the checks. And if you don't know how to withdraw from the vault of heaven, you'll stay broke, no matter what the numbers say. Let me show you why. You ever seen someone grind nonstop and still be broke? My uncle was that guy. Worked construction for 30 years. Out the door before sunrise, back home after dark. His hands looked like sandpaper. His knees shot before he hit 50. But his bank account, always in survival mode. And it broke something in me because I watched a man give everything to the world and get barely enough to stay afloat. Why? Because no one ever taught him. That effort without alignment is spiritual starvation. That grinding without vision is like planting seeds in concrete. He did everything right. He followed the rules, paid his dues, worked harder than anyone I've ever known. But here's the gut punch. He was never broke because of what he did. He was broke because of what he believed. See, we've been programmed to worship hard work, sacrifice more, sleep less, bleed for the bag. And for what? Burnout? Debt? Regret? The truth? That belief system was never built to set us free. It was built to keep us tired. Because effort without frequency is powerless. The Bible says it plain. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Not what he does, what he believes, what he feels when no one's looking. If your inner world is tuned to lack, you'll attract situations that echo it. Your job, your relationships, your bank account, they're all just mirrors. And no paycheck can fix a soul that's wired for scarcity. I used to think I was doing everything right. I had a plan. I had goals. I had alarms set for 5 a.m. I read the books, took the courses, watched the YouTube millionaire morning routines, but life still felt stuck. Ever feel that? Like you're moving, but you're not going anywhere? You get a spark of motivation, apply for the job, post the content, say the affirmation, but somehow it never lands. It's not that you're lazy. It's not that you're unworthy. You're just trying to fix the downstream with no idea what's upstream. Here's what no one told me. Reality doesn't begin at action. It begins at frequency. That gut feeling that nudges you, that's not random. That's your signal. Broadcasting your beliefs into the world. The job you didn't get, the deal that slipped, the money that won't stretch. None of it's random. It all traces back to the first domino. What you believe about yourself when no one's watching. The Bible said it first. Seek first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. Matthew 6:33. And that kingdom is not in the sky. It's in you. It's your inner world. That's the blueprint. The problem is, we're so focused on fixing what we can see, the job, the money, the bills, that we forget the real shift happens in what we can't. Because your intuition isn't pulling ideas out of nowhere. It's pulling them from your frequency. And your frequency is either tuned to survival or expansion. So yeah, you're doing the right things. But if the signal's off, you're stuck. Change the frequency, and the whole blueprint rewrites itself. I used to get anxious every time I swiped my card. Groceries, stress, bills, panic, even giving. It felt like I was bleeding out. I'd tell myself, this is smart, be responsible, save more, spend less. But deep down, I was terrified. Every transaction felt like loss, like money was leaving and it might not come back. Sound familiar? Yeah, I've been there. And let me tell you, it's not just stressful, it's humiliating. When you've got people depending on you, your wife, your kids, and you're looking at your account thinking, how the hell am I gonna stretch this? That pressure hits different. It's not just about the money. It's the feeling that you're failing at being a provider, that you're not enough. Waking up in panic, going to bed in guilt, smiling through it, but dying inside? Yeah, I know that feeling, and I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Again, it wasn't about the amount. It was the energy behind it. Because when you're in survival mode, giving doesn't feel generous. It feels dangerous. But here's the shift no one teaches in school. Money isn't meant to be spent. It's meant to be circulated. That dollar you hand to the barista, that tip you give the valet, That gift you send your mom, it's not gone. It's energy in motion. The Bible lays it out clear. Give, and it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Luke 6:38. Not because you gave the right amount, but because you gave from the right spirit. See, it's not about how much you give. It's about how you feel when you give it. When I used to give in fear, it always felt like loss. When I learned to give in confidence, even if it was $5, it started to feel like investment. Because the universe doesn't pay attention to the number. It listens to the signal. Fear says, this is all I have. Faith says, there's more where that came from. And the moment I stopped spending like a victim and started circulating like a co-creator, everything changed. Matthew 6:19-21 warns us, lay not up for yourselves treasures on earth, but in heaven. So let me ask you, where is your treasure? Is it on a screen, in an app, in someone else's company stock? Because the moment your peace is tied to a number, you're living in chains. Earthly treasure rusts, it crashes. It can be hacked, stolen, taxed, or wiped out. But your inner world, that's eternal. Heaven isn't a future place. It's a present frequency. Peace, joy, alignment, that's heaven. The treasure you lay in heaven is your state of being. And your reality is just the interest that flows from it. Cling to what you can't lose, because everything else is an illusion wearing numbers. Let's be real. Most of us have been brainwashed into thinking our job is our lifeline. Don't mess this up. You need that paycheck. So we tolerate things we hate, people who disrespect us, stress that eats at our chest like acid. Why? Because we think that job is our source. I used to believe it too. I'd sit in meetings with a fake smile, nodding along while dying inside, all because I thought the check was worth my peace, but it never is. And yeah, I know. I told myself I should be grateful. You've got a job. You're lucky. Just be thankful. But inside, I was unraveling. Gratitude didn't stop the weight. It just made me feel guilty for feeling it. Like somehow, wanting more made me ungrateful. Like peace was too much to ask for. But I've learned something most people never do. Your job is not your source. It's just the delivery truck. God is the one who signs the check, and your frequency fills in the amount. Colossians 3:23 said it before I did. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not human masters. Read that again. You're not working for them, you never were. That company, that boss, they're just middlemen. They're part of the illusion. The moment you hate your work, but still expect abundance from it, you're sending mixed signals to the universe. You can't curse the faucet and pray for flow. So here's what I had to learn the hard way. Even if the job is temporary, your energy toward it needs to be eternal. Because when you start showing up like you work for God, God starts showing up in your pay, in your peace, in your promotions. Not because of hustle, but because you stopped giving your power to something that was never meant to own it. Let me tell you something nobody told me growing up. You don't get rich by chasing money. You get rich by becoming the kind of person who attracts it. Sounds simple, but it's not easy because we've been taught to wait. Once I have the money, then I'll feel secure. Once I get the house, then I'll feel proud. But that's backwards. That's the lie that keeps people stuck. See, you have to feel it first. You have to become it first. You have to carry the frequency of that version of you, even when your current reality says otherwise. That means waking up like you're already free, walking like you're already blessed. Giving like lack doesn't exist in your world. Is that delusional? That's faith in action. Take Deion Sanders, prime time. Long before the NFL contracts and Hall of Fame jacket, he carried himself like a legend. Talk like it, walk like it, dress like it. People called it cocky, but he was just embodying the version of himself he already saw. Or look at Cardi B, before the Grammys, before the platinum plaques. She was online, broke, filming in a bedroom saying, I'm gonna be rich. Y'all gonna see me everywhere. She believed it loudly when no one else did. And her energy, it bent reality around her conviction. Because like Job, 3:25 says, that which I feared has come upon me. Fear is still faith. It's just aimed in the wrong direction. The truth is, the universe doesn't give you what you want. it mirrors who you are. So if you walk around waiting for proof, you'll keep waiting. But when you shift into embodiment, when you become the person who already has it before the world confirms it, that's when everything cracks open. Not because God is finally blessing you, but because you finally aligned with what was already yours. You want proof? Look in the mirror. Not at what you see, but at what you radiate. That's the blueprint the world is building for. And it's time to stop editing yourself for a version of reality that's expired. Be rich, be whole, be it before you ever see it. The world taught you to chase, to hustle, to grind yourself down for scraps, to beg a broken system for permission to breathe. But what if I told you, you were never meant to chase abundance? You were meant to embody it, because you don't manifest from effort. You manifest from identity. And all this time, you weren't lacking money. You were lacking alignment. Every time you doubted yourself, that was someone else's blueprint running your mind. Every time you played small, that was fear dressed up as humility. And every time you settled, you were overdrawing from an account that was never yours. But now, you know the truth. The vault of heaven was never locked. It was frequency protected. And the password was never a dollar amount. It was you, the real you, the aligned you, the one bold enough to be rich in spirit before the world confirms it on paper. This is your withdrawal slip. Cash it in, not just for money, but for peace, for purpose, for freedom. You don't need the world's permission because heaven already approved the transfer. Now go live like it.